All right, another day down, and unfortunately, no no actual results yet. I really see how cold outreach can make some like really bulletproof entrepreneurs, because I could see this being soul crushing. You know, I'm watching all the baselines, and the expectation is if you send 100 cold emails, that you will get 3 replies. And that is like, damn, you know, that's to be able to know that and push through and just continue blasting them out, putting them out, especially if it's manual. Yeah, that is going to make you a more patient and resilient entrepreneur, and I am going to stick to it. At least, yeah, I'm going to stick to it full stop with the 100-ish leads I have, and keep going, keep pushing. With me, it's a little different because my lead list of content creators that match the criteria I'm looking for is only about 100 when I'm looking at it. So it's like, at the end of the day, I will only have 100, and I just need one to say yes. And I would like to say, and this is the thing, right? Like, I have a good offer. I have what I think is a good offer. I have medium level credibility. You know, I'm saying like, hey, this is something that's worked for my business. I want to do it for your business, completely free, no cost attached. And people are blanking me like, bruh. So yeah, I could definitely see this cold outreach thing is not for the faint of heart. But I have learned a few things. Oh, a few interesting things happened actually. First thing is, between yesterday and today, I got my first no's, right? Like my first first replies in general, which great. But first no's, which made me feel a kind of way, not gonna lie. I was like, oh damn, you know, like, why'd they say no to me? And like, it hurt my feelings a tiny bit. But then I started to feel a little bit of like, felt good a bit, because I was like, okay, good. Like, they got my email, which they got my message, which helps, you know. Not ideal, but it helps that at least somebody saw the thing and maybe they said no, and that's okay. So I guess 2 down, 2 confirmed messages down, 98 to go. Definitely learning a lot, because I've kind of gotten out of that phase of like just now starting, and it's like, oh my gosh, what are all these things? Everything seems crazy. To now, I feel like I'm picking up certain things and learning certain things, which is very good, which is good. So I read some more of Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Leads book, and then I got some of his templates, and I've been tweaking some things. I don't agree with everything he has, and maybe I will do some tweaking myself, but it's kind of hard to see or know what works, because honestly, nothing's working. You know, nothing's reaching its target. So it's like, you know, I have to run my current copy through a spam tester just to double check that I would hit an inbox. But yeah, like, it's hard to tell. So I think I just need to stay the course and keep going. Right now I'm doing everything off of my personal Gmail, like for my business. So I'm thinking I'll have to change that soon enough to yeah, I'm gonna have to swap that over to a dedicated email for this reason. There's like an email tester app that they say is like, you know, pretty good, but it takes 4 weeks in order to really warm it up. So part of me is thinking to just go through and do the whole list with my Gmail and go from there, and then hopefully, you know, see what happens. But yeah, we truly will see what happens. What else did I learn? I learned a really crucial thing. I guess I knew it kind of before, but it took me being in the situation and having lack of success in order to like really lock it in, which is that when I send an email, I should also just send a follow-up one time, right? And if I don't hear back in 2 days, send another follow-up. And if I don't hear back in 2 days, send a follow-up on a different medium. Just kind of keep going. And really seeing his follow-up sequence showed me, oh, okay, like I wasn't even doing a quarter of the effort when it comes to the follow-up, let alone, all the craziness he probably does volume-wise, right? Like in an email campaign, Homozy has probably done 10, 20, 100 times more than I have done currently. So, obviously I have no results because I haven't even hit a testing size amount of things, right? So, yeah. The main takeaways is gotta just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. There's nothing really I would change in the process, really. It's just now more volume. I'm aiming to do between 5 and 10 emails a day, just to not get my account flagged or anything, or bother anything in that way. So yeah, that's it. Cold email, cold outreach is a different animal. Can't imagine if I was doing cold phone calls. Would even be more soul crushing, because an email you're just kind of sending it out. A phone call you're getting the rejection, or like you're building up the anxiety in yourself. So that's tough. On the other side of things, the content creator side of things, I learned another lesson that honestly I've been kind of learning from cold email, which is, or the cold outreach to content creators, which is speed kills deals. That was or time kills deals, which I think was a really valuable thing that I picked up in the Leads book, where if you can get the person on the call immediately, get them on the call immediately. Again, I knew that in theory, but it took me going through this period to be like, yeah, that's needed, and I shouldn't need to like gear myself up for a phone call or feel like, no, I want my day scheduled or whatever. Like, no, I haven't earned that right? You want to make this thing work, you take the leads, you take the calls when you get the calls, right? And the best time to do it is when the person is ready right there. So I had a person who I reached out to, I messaged them, we had a back and forth, like literally 10-minute back and forth on Instagram, and then they hopped on a call, agreed to $11,000 worth of services. One of my biggest, if not my biggest, sale all in one, just like that. And I was like, okay, I was a bit stunned, to be very honest. I was like, okay, and a lot of that I think happened because of some new outreach techniques I've learned. Also subject lines and how to frame the offers and like asking the questions. I think that's sped things up a lot. But she was just a quick person, and I was like, hey, well, I can hop on a call, in an hour. Does that sound good with you? And she was like, yeah. And we did, and it was great, And I also felt this, maybe I am a little more emotionally detached from WahWeDoing, which is great, I think, as a sales person. And I was like, like, I was just very calm in it. I kind of knew the script. I knew what I wanted to go through. I knew my offers. I was calm with it. So I didn't stutter, or like if I lost the sale, I wouldn't have felt any kind of way. It was just like, yeah, this is what we got. This is why I'm so popular. Like, here's some of our case studies, yada, 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 right? So, yeah, time kills deals. So that is something I'm gonna actively change with my content creation business. Before I was very much like, yeah, let's just book a call when I have lunch or after work. And like sometimes I would be okay to book a call in the next day. But I need to be more prepared, more ready to like hop on the phone immediately. Like, let me take a little break from work, hop on the phone for 20 minutes, bang out this lead, because it doesn't happen too often. And when it does, it's money coming in the door. Like, and I also need to stop being so, yeah, I guess the word is scared of calls. Or I don't know if the word is scared, but anxious of phone calls. Because something about phone calls, do raise my blood pressure a little bit, especially if the person is not agreeable. But that's something I need to get accustomed to and get past. I really do, because if I want to be in sales, if I want to be in high ticket sales eventually, and I guess technically I am in high ticket, at least for the Trinidad and Tobago ecosystem, I need to be comfortable with that. I need to be comfortable people saying, oh, I don't like that idea, or I need to be comfortable with it. So I think that's about everything that I've learned today. I'm trying to remember if there is anything else, but I don't think there is. Yeah, another day, wouldn't say another dollar, another day, another day, another set of work, and we're seeing how it goes. So next up, tomorrow is Saturday. Very excited for Saturday. I have a couple deals sort of in the pipeline, and which I think is very good. So I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do my work, do my outreach to my 10 prospects tomorrow. Then I might outreach to a couple other people with WahWeDoing. I might do another quick video. It's a video I've been thinking about for a long time, like explaining how and why events go viral, like, you know, what makes an interesting event, because I think that's going to help a lot of event organizers, and I think would give me a lot of goodwill. I could also use it to kind of retarget my like current customer base. Yeah, but I need to script it out better. I need to like give it some actual thought, make it a good hook, all this kind of stuff. So that is cool. But yeah, it's if I don't have any real work to do, that is more like a make work project. Also, oh yeah, that's the main things. But I feel like I'm rambling at this point. The core of the message is gotta keep putting in work, even if you're not seeing results. Keep putting in work. So gonna have to email the next set of people. I would say the next 10 people. I might send some Instagram follow-ups to the I guess the first set of people. Maybe an email follow-up, like a quick touchback reply. Go from there, I guess. Yeah, lots to learn, but I think for a little bit I'm paused on learning. Like the learning is sort of done for a bit. Right now I'm in the you just gotta do phase. You just gotta do it and do it and do it. But something that is really cool, and I've said it in parts in this video, but I think it's worth hammering in, is that focusing on outreach to these customers and trying to learn how to outreach better has already made me better at outreach with WahWeDoing. And that's something I hadn't even considered, that these activities would make me better with WahWeDoing. On top of that, like, I'm seeing a lot of content opportunities with, I wouldn't say content opportunities, but different ways of doing the type of content that I do when looking at these other creators in the US and being like, oh, okay, like maybe I can do this or that or the other. So I think it's really cool. I am excited. Very excited for the future, to see how things go. And yeah. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I feel like I'm waffling a little bit, but this journey is good. I have about 400 plus days to make this work. Hopefully I can make it work better, or quicker. I don't really know what is going to happen if I don't get any of my current shortlist of small creators to reply to me. that's gonna be a little like, what happens then. But we'll see. Yeah. I'll leave it there. Nothing else to really say. I have a hunch my emails are hitting the spam folder. I really do, but we'll see. And I'm trying to think, how can I get that to not happen? Because I can reach out to the people on DM, and I'm wondering if I can like in my DM follow-up, maybe I say something like, hey, like, can you just checking if my hey, I just sent you an email, but I figured I'd send a follow-up just in case it hit the spam folder or got buried. Wondering. Let me know if you'd have 10 minutes to chat about how I can help you get more paid partnerships for your page. Something like that. Still working on a lot of things. Yeah. Gotta keep pushing. But I think this year for me has been a good amount of like realization that to achieve, it just sucks. I've been doing my shoulder rehab and therapy recently. And to be honest, I skipped the first, I skipped that this morning, which I shouldn't have. But I've been really trying to like get consistent as much as I can every day doing, an hour of my shoulder exercises. And it's actually really helped. It's helped my shoulder feel a lot better. I don't have as many headaches as I used to. And when I'd started my periods of this exercise before, I was very much like, I'd start and I'd be like, oh, this hurts, and like there's no result happening, and what's the point? But then when I did this time around, by week 6, 7, I started feeling some results. I was like, oh shit, like this is working. And I think it's a very similar thing for this cold outreach. So we shall see. Till tomorrow.